Warning: the following contains explicit language and subject matter that may not be suitable for younger listeners, church folk, and people who enjoy kale smoothies.
Think of my office as a nest in a tree of trust and understanding. We can say anything here.
Anything.
It's okay, honey. That's why we came.
Well, I guess deep down, I'm feeling a little confused. I mean, suddenly you get married and you're supposed to be this entirely different guy. I don't feel different. I mean, take yesterday for example. We were out at the Olive Garden for dinner, which was lovely, and I happened to look over at a certain point during the meal and see a waitress taking an order, and I found myself wondering what color her underpants might be. Her panties. Odds are they're probably basic white cotton underpants. But I started thinking, well, maybe they're silk panties. Maybe it's a thong. Maybe it's something really cool that I don't even know about, you know. And I started feeling what? What? I thought we were in the trust tree in the nest. Are we not?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to A Pod Amongst Men. I'm your host, Steve B. This is Coffee Break Conversations for the 21st Century. So today I have a very special guest. We're doing a little anniversary episode. This is my wife, my lady love, Betty B. Say hello.
Hello. Hello there.
Anybody who's listened to the show before knows her voice. So I know anybody who's listening, you know that, recently we moved. Been going through the moving process, trying to get the new studio set up, and it hasn't been a lot. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been, we've only been able to use it once right now, but we're getting there, getting closer.
Closer,
I'm gonna get it set up pretty soon.
Each day, right? Getting closer to the product, final product.
There's a lot of stuff we got to get out of there, but the podcast is it's kind of taking a back seat in the past few weeks. Excuse me.
But not because you wanted to.
No, of course.
It's just because we didn't have any time.
Yeah, it's been nonstop. Mm-hmm. So, my lovely wife, I was going to have you on for episode 50. That was going to be, a special benchmark episode. Like, it's a big number to hit for the podcast. But I had to call it the big guns a little earlier than planned. So it's been a little, getting guests is a little tough, and my own planning has been subpar to say the least. But this is just an episode that I was already planning to do, just moving it up in the docket, that's all. So I wanted to have you specifically on because you are literally my other half. Everything I do with this show is related to you. Whether
I feel special.
Well, I mean, whether it's marriage, whether it's parenthood,
true.
None of that stuff takes place without you. So I just wanted to have you on, let people get more used to your voice.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure as always. We were going to record this on Monday.
That's true. But we were having a date night.
That was our 2-year wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. And I got a little shot. I've just been so tired. We just keep pushing it back. So it's now Wednesday we're recording this. But we're getting it done.
We're doing it. Yeah, that's what matters.
So what I did is, because I wanted this conversation to be a little more like, not so much I'm interviewing you, but more of a conversation.
Mm-hmm. I like that better.
Yeah. But I didn't want to have questions that I already knew and I already was expecting the answers, or I knew what my answer would be. So I went online and I dug up this list of all these different questions you could ask somebody that you're in a relationship with. There's ways to get to know someone better and just good conversation starters. So that way I wouldn't be, prepared already. I wanted to come in fresh, just like you.
Oh, that's good.
So
interesting.
Yeah. I have all these questions, and we're just going to go through them. Let's
do it.
Yeah, we're going to kick off something.
Sounds fun.
So, number one. It's not really numbered. I'm just going to put these out there however I see fit.
Okay.
It is still my show.
Okay.
So the first one I'm asking, discuss your first impression of each other and whether it was accurate. What was your first impression of me?
Ooh,
Think back, New Orleans, Pat O'Brien's, the Patio Lounge.
I remember thinking that you were very handsome. And you were cool.
Accurate.
You were... You were a fresh of breath air. What is it?
Breath of fresh air.
That's what I meant to say.
No, you said it.
I said it? Okay. That was exactly... I didn't say it. That was exactly what I felt. Like you were so laid back, so nice and cool at the same time without being, I don't know, like all over us.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a friendship type thing, like a cool friend. But at the same time, I found you very attractive and very handsome. And I said, what's happening here? I would like to get to know him better.
You were so quiet. You didn't say like 2 words.
I was just taking it all in. I was observing.
See, it's tricky because I went up to talk to you guys alone.
I know. You were very brave, let me tell you.
And there was 3 of you.
Wait. We said hi to you.
Yeah, this is all right. So
We
listeners
were
out
very
there,
friendly.
this is a point of disagreement a little bit here.
Why?
Because you said hi to me, but I had never actually met you guys yet. So how would you have said hi to me?
Because, okay, wait. We'd never crossed a word with you, but yes, with your group. So we knew you were part of that group. And we said hi to everybody in the group.
I'm not part of any group. I'm not
Yes,
part of any group.
you are.
I'm my own man.
No. You are. You know you are.
All right, so yeah, we were there. It was in a 13-person bachelor party.
Yeah, it was a big group. So when you passed by, we said hi because we knew you were part of that group. And we were nice. We said, hey, and you remember that, right? We said hi first.
I remember seeing you guys walk in, but the thing is, there's so many people. Like
You
might have said hi, but I didn't think of myself as part of that group that you were saying hi to.
Oh, that's on you.
Within a big group, there's little subgroups, you know?
Well, but I know, it's true. We said hi, and you stopped because of that. It's not that you were randomly you took that opportunity to come and talk to us.
We were at it. We had our own, like, we paid a guy to set up a bunch of tables for us all to sit down together. So we were a little further away, but I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, nobody's hitting on them or anything yet. Like, I might have an opening here.
Well,
and I'm like, I can't. I don't really have a wingman.
You came back when you were not in the patio. At the same time, your group was there.
That's why, because you said hi. I wasn't out there.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
So
You didn't
we
say hi to
said
me.
hi to your group. You were not there yet. We said hi to your group.
I was in the piano bar singing Tom Jones. That's
so
a true
your
story.
Your group invited us for shots. We said yes. We went over to their table. We took shots, and they invited us to sit down with them. We said no. We went back to our table. Then another group of guys came to our table to invite us for drinks. We said no. And we kept taking shots from your group. But in our table. We didn't move tables. And then you came along.
Yeah, I can't. I was, like I said, I was independent of all that going down.
That's true. That is true.
So there you go. Technically, we were both kind of right.
Yeah. So what was your impression of me? Quiet.
Excuse me. Yeah, definitely quiet. But I had seen you guys at the Tequila House.
That's true.
Was it a couple days before?
Which you didn't talk to us at all.
I know. I had like a mini like panic attack when you guys walked in. Because I mean,
Why?
To anybody listening, I know this is going to sound like cheesy and you might not believe me, but I don't give a shit. This is actually true. When you guys walked in, I saw you and I grabbed Drew by the knee and I squeezed as hard as I could. Oh my God! Like, that is the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life.
Aw.
That's a true story.
Baby.
He probably still has the bruises to prove it. But that's like a thing from Scrubs.
Really?
Yeah, the one, the friend Turk, him and his wife, they hire a nanny for their baby, and she's like really hot. So Zach Braff's character, JD, she's like, oh my God, she's so hot. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a scene. But no, my impression was that, yeah, you were drop dead gorgeous, but you were very quiet. And I knew I couldn't just like Like you were with a group. It was you and Charlene and Minna. And I was like, okay, if I can engage the whole group, maybe I could get her to start talking and loosen up a little bit. And this is not easy because it is intimidating to walk up to a group of 3 strangers, and just try to strike up a conversation. I just had a wild hair on my ass that weekend. I was all of a sudden brave,
But we were talking to you.
You guys were. And then we
were nice.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet up with you later that night.
And you just disappear.
No, well, it's because there was an incident in your group. You guys Charlene lost her phone.
I know. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
But it was meant to be.
It was because you guys hit me up the next day when we were on the bus to the airport to go home.
You thought we were crazy? Intense?
I was amazed. I was like, oh, wow. Like, that was nice of her, like, to reach out to say, oh, I wasn't blowing you off. Like, most people would have just ignored it.
Never
like,
happened.
I'm never going to see that guy again. So, and here we are.
You see, she was onto something.
She had a feeling?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So my next question is, how has your relationship changed since you began dating? Give us some examples to support your answer. I just kind of feel it's worded like a test question.
I know. It's a little weird.
But how do you think our relationships changed since we started dating?
Our relationship?
Mm-hmm. I can think of a couple big ways.
Dude, share, please.
Well, for instance, we don't live, states apart anymore.
I know.
We live
get
in the
to
same
see
house.
each other every day.
Yeah, instead of every 3 weeks.
I know.
Do you remember we first started dating and the first time we met up was in October, and then I saw you in...
You remember what date in October?
Yeah, October 10th.
Oh, good job.
I'm telling you, the 15th still pops in my head, and I have to, it's like a pothole I have to remember to navigate. You drive the same street every day. Oh, there's a pothole there, swerve here. And then you hit it, like, I should have remembered that.
But you remember.
Yeah, anyway. And then I saw you, we didn't see each other again until Black Friday, till after Thanksgiving, because I went down to visit my mom.
That is true.
And then you invited me to the wedding.
I did.
Yeah.
How nice of me, right?
I thought that was pretty. I was talking. I was talking a little shit because I was with Drew and Colin.
You wanted me to invite you.
I was trying to butter you up to try to get you to invite me. I knew you didn't have a date for the wedding, and I was like, I think I'm gonna get her to invite me. Like, I'm not gonna come out and say it, but I'm gonna be there. Just watch. Right. And literally, I was on the way home from hanging out with them, and that's when you asked me. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Charlene told me, invite him. Yeah, you sure? I don't think he's gonna come.
Did you think I would go?
Yeah, no. I thought you were gonna say no. I didn't want to invite you because I knew it was. You need to buy a ticket. It's Jamaica. It's not like you're going to drive 45 minutes and make it to the place.
Too.
It was Was
it like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was very close to the wedding, and I didn't want to put you in that situation that you have to say yes because and then not like I cannot make it or I'm trying. I don't want to say no, but it's a hassle for me to make it.
I was excited. I was like, this is awesome. I mean, any chance to travel, I'm happy, especially somewhere cool. And that was just a cool thing. It's something different. It's a little mini adventure.
I know. And I was very excited. I had a date. I didn't want to go by myself. Everybody had their couples and their +1 and all that. I was going to stay in a room by myself. So depressing. So I was very happy.
I've done weddings alone.
It's not the look.
People always say, oh, you'll meet somebody there. Like, who? Everybody's there with a date.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen.
I know. Just wedding crashers in the movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie, by the way.
What, a hot older woman made you feel her cans? Why don't you try getting jacked off under the dinner table in front of the whole family? Have some real problems, jackass.
That's just like that guy. I cannot believe how you say it. Yeah.
But our relationship, the big thing is that we have to learn to live together. Under the same roof.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, long distance is, you could even say it was easy to a certain extent because it's like you each still have your own lives.
Exactly. And when you see each other, we're not going to be fighting. It's all nice.
Yeah. You have to try to work it out like the days before the flight so everything can be smooth. That's, you know what? Let me do a sidetrack. I'm going to insert my own question into this.
What is
It's about long distance relationships. How likely do you think it is for a long distance relationship to work? And what are some secrets? What are some tricks you learned?
It's commitment.
Yeah.
If you're committed, if you really want it to work, it will work. You just have to be committed to the relationship, be transparent. Nowadays, I feel like a lot of people are playing games. And if he doesn't text me in 3 minutes, then when he texts, I'm gonna take an hour to text back.
I hate the
If
text
you're
games.
doing that in a long distance relationship, it can be so difficult. I can tell you, that's not gonna survive. So imagine it. You have to be committed. You have to be transparent. You have to say things like you really mean them, and stop with the games. And it can work as long as you both are on the same page. It will work. At first, I thought to myself, "There's no way it can work."
It was a long shot.
Because it
New
is
Jersey to Miami?
a long distance. It's a long distance. We cannot be flying back and forth every time we want. It is hard. There's a bunch of events that you have to go by yourself, being in a relationship, and that sucks. Because if you're by yourself, you're single, okay. But I feel like it's harder being in a relationship and show up to places alone.
And you have to explain, oh,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
no, she
sorry.
couldn't make it, sorry.
Exactly. And the look that people give you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work. You can quit now. What are you doing? I had so many people telling me, that's never going to work.
Yep.
I tried it. It didn't work. I failed. And that's what I think. If you're committed and you want it to work, it will work. It doesn't matter the distance. What do you think?
I think patience is a big thing, especially because most of your interactions in a long distance relationship take place either through the phone or through the computer or whatever. You don't always have the person there. Sometimes it's easy for things to get misconstrued or for a misunderstanding to take place.
Absolutely.
And
especially texting.
Yeah, and you really have to be patient, and you have to really give the other person the benefit of the doubt, because it's tough. It's easy for things to get messed
And not
up.
jump into conclusions.
Yeah, and you can't always be suspicious. You can't always be super jealous, because then it just makes the whole thing harder.
You cannot control that.
Yeah.
You have to accept that you're far away, and you have to trust what they tell you. If you're able to trust, perfect. If not, it's not going to work.
Yeah. It's good, because that definitely builds trust in a relationship, because you have no other choice in that case.
Exactly. There were times that I would think to myself, I don't have any other choice but to trust him. And hopefully he's being honest. And it worked out.
It's like a big leap of faith.
I know.
I mean, I literally had people just tell me straight up, yo,
What are you doing?
that didn't happen.
Wasting your time.
Yeah. She lives in Miami, and you live in New Jersey.
There's no way she's coming up
Are you
here.
going to move down there? No? Well, she ain't coming up here, I'll tell you that.
I know. But I still have people telling me, why are you here?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
know.
crazy? You left Miami to move to New Jersey. What's wrong with you?
Those people have weak, what's the word? Weak constitutions. Those people have, they're made of paper mache. They're soft people.
But they tell me every time there's not one person that will tell me, oh, you're going to love it here. Oh, it's so much better than my...
There is one person who told you that.
Who?
Me.
You. Of course you're going to tell me that. You remember that lady in the front desk of the hotel in Miami? That she moved from New Jersey to Miami, and she just told me, girl, don't go there. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. I mean,
Your face was priceless.
She was very rude, very unprofessional. I mean, lady, are you going to try to break up a marriage here because you want to run your stupid mouth?
That was your face was priceless.
I was genuinely...
You were annoyed.
I was annoyed and I was shocked. I was like, what are you doing?
Stop right now.
Yeah.
That was priceless.
What are you doing to me here, lady? Shut the fuck up.
That was funny. She went on and on. All the reasons why I should have moved to New Jersey.
That was at Intercontinental, right?
Yes, that was there. Say, oh, I'm from New Jersey. Girl, don't do it.
What an asshole that lady was. Yeah, you know what? You're not good enough for New Jersey. That's why you ended up down here.
No.
That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to just say every mean thing I could possibly say.
You just wanted her to stop talking.
Let me speak to the manager because this is ridiculous. This lady offended me. Calling the New York Times. All right, so my next question for you is, what characteristics do you think are necessary for a strong relationship, and do you possess these characteristics? This is one where it makes you like be self-aware. You know, you take a look at yourself.
I know.
Necessary for a strong relationship.
For a strong relationship.
All right, I'll throw out one. You throw out one. We'll go back and forth. Patience.
Communication.
Is that a characteristic?
No, not really.
Like something like a characteristic
something
about a person. About you.
Okay, yeah. About yourself.
About yourself. Well, it's in general, but then you just does it apply to you? Like, do you actually have that?
Transparent. You need to be transparent.
Okay. Honesty, I would think, would be.
That's hard.
Yeah.
To really say this, I'm not liking this, or I do like this.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's really hard because you feel like sometimes if you say like, I really don't like this, or I'm not feeling that place, or you feel like it's going to make the other person like you less.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you hold it in, and then you go. And then you do it again. And it's okay to do it a few times. But when it comes to a relationship that is 20 years of a marriage, that's going to create resentment.
You're gonna
At
blow
the
up
end of the day, you're going to say, I've been doing all of this years, and I hate it, and I cannot take it anymore, and this is it. And I think that builds in that resentment. And
we've been married for 20 fucking years. I'm not going to Chili's anymore.
Exactly. And you start not liking what you're doing. And then it's not that you don't like what you're doing, it's that you look at your spouse and why am I doing this for you? You don't appreciate me, you don't appreciate this, and it's gonna blow up.
I was just talking to a guy at work about exactly that today. Like, he went through a divorce about 1.5 years ago, and he was just saying how, like, he was telling a story about how, like, he got home and he wanted to watch the Super Bowl. And like his wife wouldn't even let him. She's like, comes in, you're making all this noise, you're yelling at the TV. And he's like, I just wanted to enjoy the game. And then I stopped him. I'm like, so you're like a big sports guy? He's like, yeah, more or less. I'm like, you said, yelling at the TV, like that's usually a dead giveaway. And,
dead giveaway.
Yeah, I was like, you married this person for 23 years.
Wow.
Like, did you guys ever like try to talk stuff out? Because I mean, that's generally the best way to approach these things, because then he's saying, they've ended up resenting each other over time. Like, well, usually that starts because you're not voicing what's really going on inside.
Exactly.
And that's, and it's so easy for that to happen too, which is scary. Because it's easy
when you
to just
blow
hold
up,
it in.
you don't realize how long it's been that you have been holding it in, not saying anything. And by the time you blow up, you don't care anymore. That's why you were blowing up. So the damage
at that
is
point
done.
you're done. Yeah, there's nothing
you can do to save it. At that point.
Yeah, because it
is hard.
It's a lot of times you'd rather just keep the peace. I don't want to have an argument right now, even though like you're super bothered. Like, I know they're wrong, but I don't feel like arguing. I'm tired.
Exactly.
But then you're just making the problem worse.
And it's gonna blow up.
It's gonna happen.
That's it.
You're just postponing the inevitable.
Absolutely.
That's such a tough one.
It is.
All right.
We have to work on that.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to work on that every day. There are times that you hold it in, and I see it in your face.
I definitely do.
I see it in your face, and I tell you, you have to talk to me. You have to talk to me because I cannot read your mind. And we cannot fix it if you don't talk to me.
You want me to talk to you? Fine. Okay. You really hurt my feelings. Okay. When you said I was boring.
It's hard.
It is. It's because it's uncomfortable. You feel
But
vulnerable.
I feel like I speak more. I tell you what I don't like, and the moment I'm not liking it.
Yeah, that's true.
I talk a lot. Tell you, I don't like this. I really liked when you did this. I really hate when you...
But do you think that's like a dynamic, like a men versus women thing? Because I feel like...
I think it is.
As a guy, as a man, it's kind of like... I kind of feel like it's been, imprinted on me that like as like the man of the house, like...
You have to hold it in.
Yeah, a lot of times it involves just sucking it up and doing things you don't want to do. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
I mean, I agree, but I just think that's something that's kind of programmed into us from a young age.
It could be.
I mean, think about it. I'm sure your dad does a lot of the same stuff, you know?
I don't think so.
You don't think he does stuff he doesn't want to do?
No. No. I think he does what he wants to do, and he doesn't do what he doesn't want to do. I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
My dad is not the type of going to a party or dance. He doesn't enjoy dancing or going to parties. My mom, on the other hand, she loved going to parties, loved dancing. So he just tells her, you go. I don't want to go, but you go. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. He's not jealous. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind. He will stay home, watch TV, and let her go with her friends to a party. Of course, a house party, something like that.
Yeah, it's not like she's going out to, live.
To a club. Most of the time, my mom doesn't go because she doesn't want to go without him.
Yeah, that's kind of... I feel like that's like a trick, too. You can go without me.
Exactly.
Because
but
she wants to go with him.
Go.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't go. And those are the things that my mom had talked to me about. Like, you see, you need to be with someone that compromises.
Yeah.
It's not all about you, all about what you like. You need to be able to do things for me too. You know? If you enjoy watching TV, okay, we can enjoy watching TV together. But then if I enjoy dancing, come with me dancing once every 3 months. Once every 6 months. I don't know. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. Like that. Those are like compromises that we have to make. And not just as a man, but as a woman. As,
Exactly. It works both ways.
Yeah.
Now, what I think it becomes a problem is that you have to go dancing every Saturday when you hate it. Mm-hmm. No. That shouldn't be either.
That's not a compromise.
I'm doing it for you, but don't push it.
Yeah.
I want to see you happy, but every weekend is a little too much.
Who do you think is more likely to push it, the man or the woman?
That's a tough one. I think it depends. I think it depends. It depends of the type of man. There are men out there that they do everything the wife wants. Like a happy wife, happy life.
Yep, we
know
those guys.
If you want to go out, I'll go out. If you want to stay, we'll stay. If you want to hang out with your friends, we hang out with your friends. And they don't push going out with their friends. They don't push going out with their family. They're okay with that. There are other type of men that it's a problem. How come you don't want to hang out with my family? You have to hang out with my family. You have to hang out with my friends, whether you like it or not. I think it's a problem.
You can't be extreme.
It's a problem every way you look at it. We have to come from a place that I have to be honest. I cannot expect that you're gonna love hanging out with my friends because those are my friends. They're compatible with me, not necessarily with you. Right? I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm giving you an example.
Yeah, no.
If you hang out with me and my friends, you're doing it for the most part for me. So I have to take that in consideration. So then I'm going to compromise and then I'm going to hang out with you and your friends as well. At the end of the day, maybe you even like my friends more than you like yours. You know, that has happened in the past.
Yeah, that
and
happens.
then we'll become a really big family. But it's not in all cases. But if you're good with my family, if you're good with my friends, the way that I can thank you is being good with your family, is being good with your friends. I'm like a mirror. What you do with me, I'm gonna give it to you. If you're patient with me, my first instinct is to be patient with you, is to give you the same love you're giving me. Now, if you're being mean, I get 3 times worse. So I think it's compromising. It's hard to compromise because it's easy to do what you like. So when you're not so happy about hanging out with certain people or certain family friends, it can become a problem.
Definitely. It's tough because, you can't help the things you like and don't like.
Exactly. I've always had a problem with that. Like, I have talked to Charlene and Minnie, but I don't like it, but I can handle it. What do I do? How do you, I think you're better at that than me.
At what? Doing things I don't like?
Exactly. I think you suck it up easier,
Yeah.
or you do a better job. People cannot tell that you're just
I'm just a glutton
not
for
liking
punishment.
it. I don't know. Like, to me, you can see it in my face easily.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, especially now being your husband, I can read it pretty
You
quickly.
see how my face changes. Like, what is happening?
Well, that's the thing about you. Like, you make the faces that you don't realize you're making.
Yeah, I know. But what do I do? So that makes me think he's not going to like me because I'm being a pest. I'm not being nice. And that is so conflicting to me because I want to be the best I can be for you. I want you to look at me and think she's so nice. She's such a good person. She's the best. And when I do these things or my faces,
Make the stink face.
yes, then I feel bad about myself. Like, he's not going to love me. He's not going to think the same about me. But I cannot help it. Like, it's such a hard thing. How do we fix this?
Well, one of the things is that you kind of have to accept who the person is.
But what if you don't like the person I am?
No,
It's conflicting.
But the thing is that, like, this is not a surprise to me. You know what I mean? Like,
What? I'm
what
confused.
you're saying is not something I'm unaware of. This is not the first time like this has been talked about or brought up. So I know what I'm getting into. Like, I know the kind of situations that you might not be comfortable in. I know the things like when you like and don't like something. Like, it's you. Either you're gonna let me know on purpose or on accident. But somebody's gonna let me know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is that you have to accept people's shortcomings. Like, because I have my own that that you accept, that you deal with. So I mean, it's only there's no way this would work if I wasn't doing the same for you, if I wasn't reciprocating that. That's the person you married. That's who they are as a human being. Like, if you can't handle that, then you're gonna have problems.
I feel like sometimes I'm too strict when it comes to people. When it comes to, I don't know. I feel certain ways, and we might not think the same way. I know you're very strict when it comes to, I don't know, when it comes to family, when it comes to your rules, your own set of rules. You have rules in your head with people. Like, my friend shouldn't do this. My family member shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? We have certain different guidelines.
I just have things that piss me off.
I know, me too.
I wouldn't go so far as to call them rules.
And no, but what can I tell
Expected
you?
behavior.
Exactly.
Things
There's some
the
type of
standards.
expectations that you set for your close friends, for your family. And when they're not meeting those expectations, something that may not bother you, it bothers me. Like, how can they do that to you?
That's something, yeah. That's
So I get
definitely
bothered by that. How can they do that to you? And I get upset. And you're not even upset. So that creates a problem between you and me. That is so crazy. So you have to learn to live with those things and to let go.
Yeah, it's tough to be bothered on someone else's behalf.
Exactly. And that's something that I had to learn to let go. I think I'm doing a good job lately. What do you think?
I think so. I mean, listen.
I've been doing better.
I think so. But my point is that the fact that we can actually talk about an issue
without getting upset.
Exactly. That itself
That's big.
is huge. And that's really important because it's a lot of times you might point something out to me that I might not have noticed where I'm like, yeah, you know what? That was fucked up.
You know, the thing is that we have to learn how to listen to each other without getting defensive, without feeling that we are being attacked. We're on the same team.
Yeah, but that's a two-way street.
Yeah,
because we also have to learn how to talk to each other without being offensive. You know,
that is true. That is true.
And that's just as hard, you know,
we need
on the
to
other side.
keep reminding ourselves that we are on the same team. Sometimes we forget. and we act like we're enemies without even wanting to, you know? But it happens.
I think that's just part of any relationship.
Growing pains, no? That's what they call it.
But I mean, I don't think it's even pains at this point. It's just, you know,
not
lessons,
anymore. But it was tough. The first year was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough.
It was tough on a lot of levels.
Of course, we were trying to learn how to live together, trying to learn how to talk to each other, how to communicate without being offensive and without getting defensive.
And it was so
tough.
different from what we were used to, because when you're just talking on the phone, it's easy to, you know, to word things carefully through texts and stuff like that.
And on top of that, you have to add that we come from different cultures.
We come from different worlds.
Exactly.
Like here
What
and
to me is
Miami.
nothing, to you is big.
Yeah, and vice
And
versa.
what to you is big, to me is nothing. It's
I think that was one of the big ones, is because like the daily culture is so different in both places that it took a lot of adjusting. I mean, I'm still adjusting to some things.
Yeah.
Like some things
I know.
I still
Things
see.
that I say that is nothing, and you get worked up. Like, how can you say that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Why?
We only know what we were raised with.
It's true. Absolutely.
So, if, you know, sometimes things, like for instance, like if Ty wants to, you know, a glass of milk or something, he might say, "Oh, dame agua," or
Sí.
"Dame leche," and that just means, "Oh, give me milk." But it's like in my house, if you didn't ask like nicely and politely, you weren't getting shit.
Oh, the time that he got your charger. Remember your charger to charge his Switch? Mm-hmm. And I told you, I'm sorry, that's on me. Because we're not used to ask. We're not used to asking, can I use it? No, if I take care of it and I don't break it, I can use it. Because what's my mom's is mine. That's how I grew up. If it's my mom's, it's mine. If it's my dad, it's mine. We share everything. As long as I don't break it, I can use it. As long as I put it back, I can use it. I don't have to ask. But then you come from a different culture, a different upbringing. You had to ask before
that was
touching
huge.
it. Exactly. So he comes, he sees your charger, he gets it, he charges his thing, and then you tell him, who do you ask for that? What are you doing? And he was like so clueless, like, why? I just took it to charge my Switch.
But that's
And I had to explain to you why was that happening.
But that's a tricky.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to think right now, oh, she's raising that child so badly. What is she doing? Please and thank you. You know what I mean? But we're different. We come from a different background. In my culture, mom and dad are like your own person. You don't have to ask them permission to touch things in your home because that's your home. It's everybody's. We share everything. We take care of everything. We don't have to ask. We respect each other, but we don't have to ask. You know? I don't know. It could,
but that's just
your listeners are gonna hate me.
But no, that's the thing. It's not like you said. It's not a sign of disrespect. That's normal. That's how everything is. But here it's different.
Yeah.
So and it takes a lot of patience, and like as soon as you start feeling those like rage bubbles building up, you have to take a step back, take a breath. Like, okay, look at the situation. Is this like just a cultural thing? It's just a simple misunderstanding. And usually the most generous scenario is the right one.
And to be clear, that's only in our home. If he goes to another person's house, he's not going to be touching things.
Yeah, let's be really clear about that.
No, that's
That
only
only
in
applies to this
my
house.
Exactly. It's only in the house that he does that. If he goes to a friend's house, he knows and he doesn't touch anything at all.
See,
He's not going to go get a charger and just plug in his thing, so go open the fridge. No, that's
I think
a big
in
no-no.
our culture that we almost don't trust the kids to remember. So you have to do it in our house too. So you just get used
it
to
could be
it.
that. It's true. It could be that. In my culture, in your home is your safe place It's your happy place. Right here, the rules are a little different. It doesn't mean that you're going to go jumping on the couch. But it's a little, it's different. It's a little different. We want you to make sure this is your safe place. We share everything here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. How have you adjusted to co-parenting? Like with me. Like, instead of just you being at the house with your parents and Ty, it's now you and me and your parents.
It is challenging because I used to call all the shots. Like, you only had to ask me. You only had to look for my approval. You only had to follow my rules. And I can make the rules, bend the rules, whatever I wanted. Now I have to take you in consideration. You know, it gets challenging because sometimes I just tell him, Ty, do this. And he just goes with what I'm saying. And you had told him to do something differently, and I didn't even know. And then it causes problems.
Well, we caught him pulling a couple fast ones. He would ask me something and get like a no for an answer. And then
come to me.
Go upstairs where you had no idea what was going on downstairs and say, oh, Mama, can I do this? And now all of a sudden there's a problem.
Of course.
I'm like, oh, I just told you can't do that.
Yeah, but you had made it very easy. You have been great. You have been such a support system. And it's been amazing because he needed that. You can tell when he goes to school, and the day that you pick him up, he's like the happiest kid on earth. Like, this is my dad, this is my dad. Because kids need that support, that presence. And you have helped so much. And he feels protected. He feels like you're there for him. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the things that I struggle with because I always feel like I'm not doing a good enough job and just like being present in his everyday life. And especially now, like things have been so busy. I feel like, you know,
Me too.
He's just been doing his own thing while we're trying to get the house in order and, you know, still work at the same time.
But it's been, what, 2 weeks? And
it's been more because even before we were packing,
looking and packing.
You know.
So it's been like 3 weeks. And I feel like it's been 3 months. Because it hurts me because I will pick him up from school and take him to the park every single day. Now I don't have the time to do that because I have to come back home to start doing something or start cooking or cleaning or this and that, getting everything in order. So it is tough because I want to give him that attention and that time, and I want to take him to the park. But I feel like we're getting back to normal. You were playing with him yesterday, and that quality time means so much to him.
We were playing yesterday? What?
The day before yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no, we were doing the Pokemon battle.
Yeah.
We were training for my battle against the Three Ninjas podcast. You guys better be ready. I'm ready for the smoke.
And he loves that. He loves that, and he learns so much from you.
Well, you know how I can tell he likes that? Because if we were both playing like the Switch at the same time, he won't just sit on the couch next to me. He'll come lean on me.
Yeah, he loves
to be
that.
as close as possible.
Yeah.
But no.
And he tells me, "Is Dad gonna help play with me today? Are we gonna battle today?" Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask him. And he looks forward to see you walking through that door every day, and that's amazing.
I like that we got him the TV now. So the other night, we were, you know, trying to help him fall asleep. And we had the TV on Disney Plus. And I was like, yo, this is the X-Men. You gotta watch this. This is the show that, you know, I watched when I was a kid. And I'm trying to explain to him all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, okay. No, but I want to watch this stuff. That's fine. Like, he's trying to, yeah, he's trying to indulge.
I'm trying to be nice, but let's do it some other time.
Yeah. He's a good kid. But he's, you know, he's a kid. And kids are challenging. They test your patience. They test your will.
I know.
That's the hard thing is sometimes it's, you know, you're supposed to say no. But it's so much easier to be like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I know. And when they ask you for a second chance.
Yeah.
He breaks my heart when he asks me, can you give me a second chance, please? How can I say no?
I know. It's tough. Like, can you give me a second chance and not jumping on the couch? All right. And then it's like, can you give me a second chance, you know, not eating food on the couch? What about the first second chance?
I know.
Please.
Please.
Now I have to take him to the that retro video game store.
Yeah,
'Cause he
he
got an
did
A.
awesome.
He did good. I mean, I got to keep
He
that
did
promise.
good.
That's fine.
And he was worried. He said, am I doing better? Yeah, he did awesome.
All right. So, what do you think is a controversial issue that a couple might talk about, whether it's social or political? So, but it's something that you feel strongly about, because obviously, like, we come from different worlds, like we said.
Let me see if I'm understanding the question.
Okay.
Like if we are standing in different point of view when it comes, I think it's an issue when we're voting for different parties. If you're going for a party that I think in my head, in my book, I can be totally wrong. But if I'm thinking you're voting for a communist, oh boy, it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. I'm very passionate about it because of everything that we have been through.
Yeah, that particular issue.
To me, anything that had to do with communism is a big no-no, is a big problem. I'm sorry, but you have to live through that to understand where I'm coming from.
Let me just put this out there for the listeners. I am not a communist, and I'm in no way associated with like a communist-leaning party. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Just thinking.
But that's actually a really interesting one, because that since I met you, like I've learned so much. Like there was so much I just I was completely unaware of, especially with Cuban culture in America and Cuban culture in general. Like,
because sadly, Cuba doesn't exist for the rest of the world. There's very few people that know what we've been through without being Cubans. You know what I mean? I have people at my job asking me, where are you from? I mention Cuba and they say, oh, where is that?
Yeah.
Is that an island? They don't even know.
People realize that there's a lot to talk about with Cuba and that they also don't know any of it. So it's like, oh, that was important at some point, but I don't really know enough about it.
Exactly. Something happened, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The thing there with pigs in the water or something. I don't know.
Are they free? How can you come here?
Yeah. But no, I mean, being on the same page, like politically, is, I think most people, I think, would probably marry someone that they, agree with on most political issues. But I think it's good that we can agree to disagree on certain things, but we can actually have the discussion. You know what I mean? And not enough people have
I get very passionate about it.
I know, and I have to kind of, pull you back from the brink sometimes.
I know.
But
sometimes
there's some things we just don't see eye to eye on.
Exactly. And there are times that I tell you, let's not talk about it because we're going to get into a fight and it's not worth it, When I think you're being wrong, sometimes I think you're being wrong and it's just completely me based on my ideas. I haven't read half of the things you have read and I just have this feeling that this person is communist and it's going to turn this country.
Everybody's a communist to you.
Yeah, they're keywords that they give me that I get scared and I say, oh, communist alert.
Well, listen, if you know anything about Cuba and the way Castro came into power with Che Guevara,
it's traumatizing.
Yeah, of course, and it's understandable why people would feel that way.
It is traumatizing.
Why they would see it in so many things.
And there's a lot of things that it is really hard to relate when you haven't gone through that. So it's hard. And I understand that it's hard to understand or to believe what I'm saying. So that's why I just agree to disagree. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on. And it could be really challenging to be married to someone that thinks completely different from you.
Yeah.
It could be a nightmare.
Well, that's why I think we're lucky. Like there's enough of a gap in what we believe, but there's also, so many things that we have in common, things that we agree on to make up for that, where that gap becomes like a healthy thing.
Exactly. But you know what I think is a good factor in that you listen. You're not just completely deaf to my ideas or what I'm saying. You ask me questions. You tell me about why are you thinking this? but why are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Why? And I explain to you and you listen to me. There's times that I'm not going to change your mind, but there has been times that you understand where I'm coming from. And then you say, okay, you're right on that. Let's revisit that. And just that you're going back and revisit and listening to me is enough for me. You don't have to be in agreement with me, but just feeling that you're listening to me and that you're understanding why I'm thinking the way I think.
Feeling seen and heard.
Exactly, that I'm not just a crazy person being completely passionate about something that I don't even know and I never experienced.
You called the lady at ShopRite a communist. She's just trying to bag the groceries.
So it's just that you listen is good. There's people that are very passionate about the way they feel and they just don't listen. They just attack each other and they don't listen.
That's true. When especially with politics,
it's not all black and white.
Well, it's almost never black and white. But there's so many people that, especially nowadays, like their political ideology has become part of their identity as a person. You know what I mean?
It's tough out there,
but it's now. I'm a staunch conservative or I'm a hardcore liberal. But that becomes part of who they are. And
they don't care if they're wrong.
Yeah.
They will support their party because that's what they have to do.
Yeah, and that's a scary thing.
And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't think I'm not part of any party.
Yeah,
I think
fuck parties. I don't like parties.
I don't think I am. I listen to the person. If I believe what they're saying and I'm in agreement, I don't care what party is it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a party because a lot of times you end up
supporting something that you don't
end up on the team of someone that you want nothing to do with.
Exactly.
And then people are expecting you to defend that person. No, like fuck that guy.
Exactly.
I don't want to be associated with them. But just because you might see a problem with the side that you might identify closely with, just because you can point out problems with them, it's not enough to make me join the other side. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's more of just enough to keep me.
But there's people that they just go with that. Like I'm a Democrat. I have to vote for them. I don't care if I don't like them. I just have to go with them. Republican, I have to go with them. To me, it's not like that.
No, it shouldn't be like that
at all. I just go with what I feel is best.
Yeah, I go
according to my ideas, of course.
I go by the issues that I actually know about. Like, all right, this person's for X, Y, Z. Okay, well, I like X and Y.
To me, it's
Z,
easy. Communist? No. Yes. I'm just kidding. People are gonna hate me. No. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding.
My dad used to always say that. Maybe like I would say like, I don't want pasta tonight for dinner. You don't want pasta? What are you, a communist? He would say that for anything. It's like, what kind of shirt is that? What are you, a communist?
That's me. I call you a communist.
Sometimes you should say that to my dad next time you see him. What kind of pants are those? What are you, a communist? All right, we're limited time left. Let's close it out with something fun.
What is? I was having fun. Let me tell you.
Well, I mean, like less serious. Questions. Here's one: if you won the lottery, what is the first thing you would buy and why?
Wow.
Not all the things you buy. What's the first thing you would buy?
How much money are we talking about?
Okay, say $1 million.
Just one?
Just $1 million.
That's too little.
A cool $1 million.
I cannot work with that.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Mrs. Warbucks.
No, I cannot work with that because the first thing I would honestly, and you know me, I would do is just pay debt. Mine debts, my families, my friends, pay their credit cards and all that. You know my family?
Your family, it doesn't have that much debt.
No, but I have friends. I would like to take care of everybody's bills. Debt free. I want them all to feel like that. Like I have nothing to worry about. I don't have to pay mortgage. I don't have to pay cars.
Oh, so you're paying off
everything.
Like literally all the debt.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about like credit card bills and stuff.
No. I want them to be able to just work and have their money for pleasure.
Yeah, you need a lot of money for that.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, okay.
$1 million is not enough. But that's what I would enjoy doing.
That's something I noticed about you and your family and just maybe your culture in general. You guys are so much more generous than the way I grew up. Like we had okay, this is mine. Like I'm okay. You have your own. You have yours. But you guys if you were dead broke and somebody gave you $2, you would give one away.
Yes.
And that's not an exaggeration.
No, it is. It is the truth. That is a cultural thing. This country teach you how to be independent and how to think for your own benefit, how to go to school, how to make a living for yourself. Mm-hmm. My country teach you how to think for others. You go to school to make a better living for you and your family. Mm-hmm. You have a good job to have a good life for you, but to give a good life to your family and friends,
Yeah.
We don't have much, but what we have, we share. And that's what I'm telling you. And what we have is everybody's. My money is your money, and that's how we teach our kids.
I know, but I admire that so much. I don't have it. Like, it's something I have to, be conscious of. I feel like for you guys, it's second nature. Like, for me, I have to, you know what? I really should do something better, more generous with this. I can help somebody out. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to right now because I can think of something I wanted to buy with this money. But I think this is the right thing. I have to, talk to myself about it. And I mean, maybe I don't know if I'm ashamed of that. It's just being honest.
No,
but
I think honesty is key. But I think it has to do how you're raised in this country, how they teach you in school. Think about it. When you go to school, Tyler goes to elementary school. He cannot share crackers.
Well, that's a safety thing, though.
What do you mean?
Because they don't want anybody with any kind of allergies.
They sit in different tables.
What do you mean?
In the table he sits to have lunch, it's a different table for the allergy kids.
Really? They have a special section for the special
tables.
Kids?
Yes, you silly Billy. No, they do. They have different tables. So they're teaching you how not to share in school. If you have your crayons, you don't share it. It's your crayons. You put it away in your little cubby. You don't share your things. Those are your things. They didn't. It was not like that in my country. I don't know, maybe because it was a communist country.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just because there wasn't that much to go around.
Exactly, but we grew up sharing everything. Mm-hmm. It was bad if you didn't share. So I guess you grew up like that.
Mm-hmm. But I just think that I think it's a virtue.
I feel joy in that.
Mm-hmm. So many people don't. So many people look at that as, oh, that's money going out the door.
That's why my money's always out the door.
Our money now.
Our money now. Yeah.
Well, we have our joint account.
Yeah, after a year. After 2 years.
To quote my wife, we're super married now.
We're super married.
We've checked with both our names on them. All right. Well, we'll put a pin in it right there. We're almost at an hour right now.
But I have to say that you've been very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Amazing, sexy.
All of that.
Fantastic,
all of
breathtaking.
The above.
Yeah.
All of the above. You have shared everything with me, baby. You have shared everything with me.
I guess.
You have. All your money, everything you have shared with me. Openly. And you have said to me, this is our money. This is our house. And it was yours.
But I mean, when, if I could do things to make you happy, then you let me touch you.
You're so funny.
No, but that's part of being in a marriage, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you have done it amazingly.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to follow your lead.
I love you.
Love you more.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of your podcast, and I admire you for what you're doing.
Thank you for coming on early. I know we had a special thing set up, but you're helping out right now. All right. So again, thank you, baby. I'll see you in about 30 seconds.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And to all the listeners, you guys know where to find us already. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, YouTube, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, all those places. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Instagram at APodAmongstMen. You could send us any questions or suggestions at APodAmongstMen@email.com. We're at APodAmongstMen@gmail.com. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, but thanks for listening, guys. We're going to try to get more content out, keep it going consistently in the next few weeks. Just bear with us. I'll give you updates. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace.